Hi and welcome to this Blueberry Markets update with me, John Kibler. In this video, we're going to take a look at Pound Aussie and the weekly chart. So the pound of recently has been seen significant strength, okay, and the market has now pushed back into key resistance on this instrument in particular. And what I'm going to do is jump to the monthly time frame, okay, end of month. Let's see what's going on in this market, okay. So all I'm looking at is the fact that Pound Aussie could almost be classed as a corrective structure, okay, because what we've seen is the market was pushing higher over here, then the market broke and formed new lower lows, and now we've kind of, channel resistance up into these previous structure lows in here. So it's almost like a bear flag pattern is forming here on Pound Aussie on a monthly perspective, okay. So for me, this is suggesting that we could start to see a little bit of downside first if we do get the right price action signal, okay. So I'm just going to remove these lines, and all I'm going to do now is jump in and put a couple of supply and demand zones in, okay. So what we could see here is the market is in this zone in here, okay. Resistance, it's quite big, but I'm just going to limit it down to there just for now. You can see as well, looking left, we've got these highs over here that come into play. So this is our supply zone, okay. Now I'm just going to put in a thinner demand zone just in here. I'm not going to put in the bear flag for now, but you'll see why when I jump down into a lower time frame. So what we are suggesting is that the market may find some kind of resistance at this point. Let's just grab a fib. I don't know whether these fibs line up or anything. Let's just grab a fib and we go from our swing low into the swing high just in there. And look at that. We've got a lovely 38.2 monthly fib sitting in around that area as well. So there's lots of confluences sitting around Pound Aussie at this key point, okay. So I'm just going to take that fib off. That's brilliant. Right, let's just jump down to the weekly chart and let's see what's happened before. Okay, so the last time Pound Aussie kind of entered this structure or oversupply point, we saw that the market entered it quite aggressively, and then the week after we had this bearish close. Okay, so if I just highlight that to you, you can see in here we had that bearish close. The market moved back to this demand zone where the market found support, and back now into this resistance zone. So what we could look for essentially is the same to happen again. Is the market going to find some kind of resistance up at this supply zone for a continuation to the downside, in this overall big corrective structure on the monthly chart? Okay, so what we're going to be looking for, one or two options, okay. You can trade it aggressively early doors, now we've stopped above the zone, or you can look for this weekly close to confirm there's a bearish close there and look for this move down on a lower time frame. Now what I'm going to look for is just jumping down to the 4-hour time frame, and what can you look for if you want to trade it aggressively now, okay. So what we could see is if you went short in now, okay, let's look at our ATR. Our ATR is suggesting about 65 pips. So if we just bring it to the high, it's around about 70 pips. So if we add 65 on that, we're looking at around about 135 pips. Okay. So if you could apply a stop loss around about 135 pips, this is what we're going to be looking for on Pound Aussie, okay. And this is for the early aggressive traders. You're going to look for that demand zone to come back into significant play, okay. So around about a 10-to-1 risk to reward just in there. If you don't like doing that, then we could look for a corrective move first, and what that looked like is where the market breaks and changes cyclicity. So we've got this low sitting in around about that 1.8580 area. And what you want to see is if the pattern corrects. So if we get a nice little break below, look for a resistance point to come into play, and then the continuation. And this looks like a nice little double top pattern. So you've got a nice corrective structure at the lows there, or into the low around about that 18620 area with the opens and closes. That'd be a nice area to look for a short as well. Okay, so this has been Pound Aussie. I hope you enjoyed this video update. Hopefully we can catch some profit here. Thank you. See you in another video.